Hi guys, and welcome to another vlog. A vlog I've been so excited to bring you. A little week with Nellie Bells and hopefully sitting on her for the first time. Now I have just given her a little makeover and I feel really silly for not vlogging that. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. So there's no footage of, well, there's a little thing I put on a reel, but I didn't vlog it. But I've just taken her beard off, given her a little face blend because she did have a big old beard on her, and I thought, well, before her week being featured on YouTube, I should probably give her just a teeny tidy up. But yeah, hindsight, eh? So, aforementioned, a week with Nelly, and of all the vlogs I have posted, introducing Nelly, my unseen purchase from Ireland, was the most popular. I have just gone and bought a horse unseen from Ireland. I've had lessons with famous people, I've been eventing at 3-day events and all sorts, but no, you guys wanted to see Nelly the most, and most of you actually subscribed after that vlog. So hopefully you will enjoy this well, I say little vlog, I don't know how long it will be yet, but this vlog of me just bringing you along for a week of, I'm going to say training, because it's not all going to be about the sitting, as in I've been kind of backing her for well, she's been leant over, she's been long reined, like I've done all of that, mostly off camera because I do a lot of it alone, and I always kind of feel you need to be all hands on deck when you're doing that, rather than trying too much to film yourself. But yeah, just gonna see where the week takes us. We've got a good forecast. It is Christmas on Wednesday, it's currently Monday, so that is gonna come somewhere in the middle, but bring you along for what's hopefully gonna be a fun week. Hey baby girl, big week for you. Oh, I did just quickly want to show you that sunrise. I can't show you my face and the sunrise, but isn't it beautiful? Beautiful day. Ain't it, Benny Boobs? Charlie wants in on this bit. It's not your week, honey boy. You've featured plenty. Even you. Yeah, you featured plenty. So I'm here on the yard alone at the moment, but I am going to take her for a little long rein this morning, and then probably just sidle her up to the mountain block at the end and lean over her, and that'll be all she'll do today, to be honest. But I thought I'd bring you along for a little bit of her long reining. She has been long reined plenty. This has been quite a slow process so far for a few reasons, but probably one of the main reasons is the fact that I just didn't want to rush it. Didn't want to rush her, didn't want to rush me. Kind of wanted to enjoy the process. She's worn tack lots of new girly, and like I'm not doing this for a client. I'm doing this, not that I ever do it for clients. I've never broken a horse, backed a horse professionally. I'm just doing it for myself, and we're doing it for fun, for a challenge, just to learn something new. I've gone a bit blurry, it's rainy, I've got rain on my lens, sorry guys. But yeah, so we're going to put the saddle on. Ah, don't bite the saddle, Mrs. Yeah. You are, she's in a funny mood. They've been in a little bit, for a little bit this morning, just whilst I've been tidying her up, to be honest, but she's a little bit fed up now. We need to go for a walkies, don't we? Which we will do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, don't bite the saddle! I'll try and put the camera somewhere, good girl, whilst I tack her up, so you can see what a good girl she is to tack up. But yeah, just here alone at the moment. Tim's going to come for a walk with this, but I will try and bring you as much of this as possible, whilst trying not to give you really bad angles and shaky shots. Nelly Bells. Right, let's see what we can do with this. I'm sorry guys, you're on the floor. Back in, baby girl. I don't know where else I can safely put you. Good girl. So you're on the floor. But she's a good girl to tack up. You're not missing anything juicy. She's worn tack loads. You girly. You're not bothered by tack wearing. I say this process has probably gone on a little bit longer than it needed to. It's been quite fun taking it slow, but I do think there's a fine line between like getting them used to things and getting a little bit too too confident. So I don't want her to be also too complacent with this before I go to the next stage, and we probably are borderline there now, aren't we, Bailey? Yes. You're very comfortable in attack, but now we need to ask more of you. You're a good girl. To be fair, right from the start, she was brilliant in attack. She's never actually been a quirky little thing. She's got a sharp streak in her. Like, I don't think she's going to be a complete angel for the entire backing. I think there's going to be a little bit of a spook and a bolt in there, because that is just the nature of this beast. By beast I mean beauty. But generally she has a kind heart, and she is quite quick to come down when she kind of gets herself in an adrenaline frame of mind, if that makes sense. So she'll kind of have a spook and a buck and a whatnot when I'm mucking around with her on the ground or long reining her, but then she's quite quick to come back and be sensible and be like, right, now what do you want? She doesn't then lose her head for the duration of the session. So I'm hoping when I do get on her that she does similar. Although Charlie boy, to be fair to him, he is quite a sharp little sausage, aren't you? And he was, for all of the long reining, etc. He was sharp, but he was very spooky. But he never did try butt me off or anything, did you? No, so fingers crossed she'll be similar to Charlie, and I know she's got it in her, but hopefully she doesn't show it. Right, I probably do need two hands. Some pretty crazy angles for you guys. So I'm going to leave her head collar on, but I am going to pop a little bridle on over the top. We did do lots of long lining with a dually at first. Good girl. Just so she understood the pressure and the turning, but we have recently moved on to a bridle, haven't we, honey? And then we did lots of long lining with the bridle on, but still attached to the dually, just so she could get used to the bit in her mouth. And now she's been wearing the bridle probably on and off for the best part of 3 weeks, so she's quite used to it now. And last week we started clipping onto the bit, so we're off for our first long rein on the roads, fully clipped to the bit. We've done lots in the sand school, lots of changing direction, etc. But we're going to go for our first walk, and I do just keep the head collar on just in case we have a problem with the bridle, which I don't think we will, but you never really know, do you? And so Tim will come with us. He'll have a lead rope just in case. I just want to keep everything nice and fun, stress free while he's tipping over his hay. And yeah, good experiences all round. Your little head collar's on the squiff, isn't it? Oh, it is. You're a good girl. You're a clever girl. I can't wait to get on it. I can't wait to get on you. So we're quite lucky that we've got a private lane. It's about half a mile long before we get to a quiet back road. She has done this walk a few times, so she's quite used to this. She's done it alone, she's done it in company. She's a very good girl. She's learned the standing, which is pretty good. You listen, Nelly. Oh, oh. Good girl, and stand. You're a good girl, and walk on. And walk on. Good deal. And she will let me run behind her and trot as well. Generally, she's a very sweet little thing. As long as she understands the question, she's a pretty good girl. Okay, I'm going to... Good girl. So you can mostly just keep them loose. I just didn't want them to get tangled. We have just coming through a bit of a gauntlet here. There's baby cows and sheep. So I've just taken her head for a second. Tim's on the long reins, just so they don't get tangled or caught. But I just thought, even though they've been very good baby cows, and she has seen baby cows, I didn't want to be hanging off the back of her and leave Tim at the front just in case something did happen. Good baby cows. They've been very good, and you're being very good. You're a very good girl. I might just stay here whilst we go through the sheep. Is that okay? I go past the sheep too. I mean, she lives with sheep. She's very used to sheep. However, just thought I'd stay at the business end just for a second, because we're all about making good experiences, aren't we, Beans? You clever girl. You clever girl you are. Good girl you are. Sensible girl. And then once we've passed the cows and the sheep, I'll go back to the long reins. This is why I mostly like to do this with another person. I just think it's not worth the bad experiences. You've been very good, the sheep and I are running all over, but I just don't think it's worth the bad experiences. I'm very fortunate to have Tim, who's mostly fairly willing. No comment. And I have got Zoe next door too, who I'm sure I could ask if I needed to. I just think that now just got off without any hitch, and I just feel like when I come to be riding this in a few weeks' time, hopefully she won't think of this as the scary bit of road where the cows and the sheep were. It will just probably not register at all because it never became a thing, which I'd much rather than, I mean, it might have not been a thing anyway, but I'd rather not risk it personally. Right, I'll stop this and go back to the back end. Sorry, it's a bit blurry, it's a bit rainy. So we're gonna go and stand, and stand. Good girl, and stand. Good girl. Thanks, honey. And then back to you. Good girl, Beans. There's more cows coming up. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. Good. Yeah. We're back. I ended up not leaning over her. Tim had kind of had enough. There's only so much you can ask of these guys, and he had enough with the walk, and he was kind of done filming and waiting for me. So I didn't want to ask any more of him. But she was a very good girl, and yeah, tomorrow we'll hopefully lean over her and do a little bit more grumps of that sort of thing, and hopefully get someone to film it. Maybe not Tim. Maybe try and take it in turns for everyone, but for now, for today, she's back out in the field, happy, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It's the next day, and Zoe is here to help me sit on her for the first time. I don't think I'm going to do loads, as much as it's kind of tempting to do more and more, isn't it? I think I'm probably just going to sit on her. And that'd be that, and then off her and get back on her and off her and walk around a little second and get off her and then call it a day. But I am gonna lunge her first. I am gonna do that first. And I put me with the side reins on, I reckon.
How are your donkeys? Yeah, really?
So much fun. Dogs. They run at me and everything. What's that, horses? No, donkeys. Donkeys. I need to go as far as to say the horse. I'd say they are, yeah. Oh, they are, that's the problem. Intelligence is scary. That's why I like spaniels. Oh, bells. Wanna go riding? It's always a catch-22, isn't it? Getting on them in here or on the yard. As in on the yard, they're always less inclined, aren't they, to do anything? Because they're like, oh, I will get on her in here. I'm getting on her in here. But it is a catch-22. I've done it 3 ways now. I got on Saff's in the stables.
Oh,
Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh no, Charlie's first steps were in.
Oh no, in here.
I sat on him for the first time on the yard, but his first steps were in the school. Good girl. I will sidle her up as normal. That's okay. Oh, you've been certainly in lazy go. Oh, maybe not. Feeling lazy today now. There's still a spicy bit of blood in there somewhere. Come over. Come on, you good girl. Thank you. girl. Good girl. We have done this quite a lot of times, haven't we, Belly Bean? Try not to rush the process, but also be like, I leant over her legs.
Hi. This is very unfazed.
Yeah. She says it's daylight, that's saying something. It's usually not daylight. Good girl.
How do you want to do this now? Do you want to walk on first? You're going to do that a couple of times?
I'll do this. Good girl.
Hi, I got no keys.
Am I safe to slide down?
Yeah.
Good girl.
Ooh, it smells nicely. What?
Yeah. Something smells fruity. Is it you?
I don't know. Be surprised.
Good girl. Good girl. That's me. Good girl, Belly Bean. Hazy girl.
Hey.
Can we come down? Sorry.
Left a little bit. Yeah, that's good.
Good girl. Okay. Walk on.
Come, Papa. Open.
Good girl. And oh. Good girl.
The dog looks so cool.
So sweet,
Hiya.
baby. Good girl, and walk on.
Come on, walk on. Walk on.
Good girl. And oh. Good girl. Good girl. Oh. It's like you can't wear a back protector, isn't it? You can't
Yeah.
again try and chew, trying to do that with a back protector. Hello. Hello, sweet girl.
Go, Papa.
Yeah. Bum over. Bum over. Good girl. So I'll just walk her out of the way of the mountain block and then I'll stand. Good girl, out. Good girl. Good girl. Hello, sweet girl. Hello, sweet girl. Oh, Bruce.
You're very cute. Yes, very nice.
Little baby. Okay, a little step forwards, please. Walk on.
Papa. Walk on. Walk on.
Good girl.
Hey.
Hello.
Where are we going, House?
Good girl's going to Guinea, I think. You good girl. You good girl. Well, you seem like a nice height, I'm not going to lie. You don't seem too small.
No,
She's got a longer neck than
He's
Charlie.
good size.
You've got a longer neck than Charlie. Good girl. And
She's
walk
going
on
to fall
then.
asleep.
That's what we
Walk on.
like. We like sleeping.
Walk on.
Good
Good
girl.
Baba. Walk on. Kiss you, Baba. Walk on.
Good girl. Yeah. I nearly gave you a lesson.
No.
I need to be thinking about what's actually
Oh,
happening.
clever girl. Clever girl.
Good girl, you're bad.
Oh, Bendy following you. Good Baba.
Walk on then. Good girl. I'm gonna ask her to work the reins and oh. Good. Good girl, sweet girl. Good girl. So this is a little voiceover coming from editing Ella, and I'm really unsure as to how much of all of this bit to show you, because I feel like obviously it's quite slow watching, but then it is also showing you the full organic process. So I do cut it here and there where really we do very little and we're just walking around, etc. But I'm trying to show you these little slightly more poignant bits in between.
Walk
Walk on, okay. Walk on. Walk on, atta girl. You got it. You got it.
She's like down here.
I know. We made a mistake. We learn every time.
No, it's not a mistake.
Good. Like a little yak. Walk on. Walk on, you're good.
Walk on. Walk on.
She is a little bit nappy to the gate here, and you'll see that we bring it up a little bit again later on, but other than that I'm really happy with how this is going. I quite like that she's not very responsive to my leg. When I've been doing all the long reining, I've been using certain commands, sort of like walk on and whoa and stand, so I'm trying to use those as much as possible, but also understanding that the leg aid is a very new aid, but I like the fact that she's a little bit dead to it rather than a bit sharp to it. So at this point I'm delighted. She's let me sit on her, she's letting me walk around on her, she's shown absolutely no resistance. Here she's being a little bit nappy to the yard, which I don't see as like an awful thing, because she's obviously kind of like, yeah, I'm bored, want to go back. She's not acting stressed or in discomfort. She's just generally like, cool, yeah, are we done? So I don't mind. Obviously she'll have to learn that that's not an option until I say so. But overall, absolutely delighted with how this is going. I'm about ready to get off, but I just want to make sure that I don't reward her nap with me getting off and taking her back to the yard, so I make sure she walks up here confidently and quietly, and then once I'm happy that she is happy and no longer napping, I decide that that is probably enough for this little round and jump off her. Okay, and then here I decide to get back on her just one last time. You'll see I do make her sidle up to the mountain block, because it's something I like all my horses to learn to do. But then I actually get down and move the mountain block. It's because she had kind of done her command, which was to bring her bum over to the mountain block. She wasn't 100% in the right place, and obviously I want my getting on to be as smooth as possible in this instance. But I didn't want to massively rock the boat and sort of make the mountain block training as much of today's session as the riding. I didn't want to make a big deal of that. That's something I can work on again. It's something I can work on when I haven't got Zoe there. So I just really wanted to utilise the film, like Tim filming and Zoe being there. So that's why I don't perfect her at the mountain block, and why I sort of, I'm happy that she's given it a good go, and then I just put the mountain block where I want it. Walk on. Here as well with my riding, I start to take a little bit more control. Obviously I've got Zoe there as the safety net, but now I wanted me to say go and me to say stop a little bit, just to see what we had, really, because if you don't ask, you don't know. She is still a little bit confused. Obviously this is her first ever time under saddle. I'm not a professional for backing them. Perhaps other people this transition would be a little bit smoother. For now I stay clipped onto Zoe, but I just want to be a little bit more independent in my riding and not just rely on Zoe to do all of the walking, stopping and steering. Bend and all good. Yeah. Oh, good. You do it. Good.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. Just gonna ask for a woo.
Oh, good.
And good gear, although I want a slightly square stance so I can have a picture and then I get off in my head. Nini?
That works for baby horses.
Yay! Good girl, sweetheart. Good girl, sweetheart.
That was a good note to end it on.
That'll do ya. That'll do ya. Okay.
Hang on. What?
So there, that's basically it for today. It's all we're going to do, as much as it's tempting to do more. Just going to do that, and then tomorrow is Christmas Day. So I'll probably give Zoe the day off, but then I'll get back on her on Thursday and probably do something very similar, and then maybe Friday then start to either do a bigger circle around Zoe so she's a bit more independent riding, or do a teeny bit off a rope depending on how comfortable we both feel. Oh, denied. Oh. See you then. Hey guys, it is now a few days later. So the last we saw you, it was Christmas Eve. So we have now had Christmas Day and Boxing Day. And I didn't manage to get around to doing loads of the horses just because we had family bits and bobs to do, commitments, etc. But I am now out on Charlie Boy with Nels all tacked up, ready to be sat on once we get home. So she hasn't actually done much for the last 2 days. So I just thought I'd take her out for a little ride and lead. Charlie had to go out too, and to be fair, they are both really good, bless them, at their respective jobs in this instance, if that makes sense. As in, he's a good boy to lead off, and she's been a really good girl to lead. Although it does seem surreal because it feels like really recently that I was doing this for Charlie and he was the baby, and now he's the babysitter. I digress, but we're gonna do this instead of just lunging her, and then get home, whip the side reins off, clip some reins on, probably just again lean over, sit on her, walk her in a couple of circles, and if that's all good then probably leave it there today, as I have Kaylee coming over tomorrow and I'm hoping to actually take her out for a little hack. So I'll ride and lead again, although I will be sat on her. We'll see though. I did do that, I gotta say, I did that with Charlie and it worked really well because they're used to riding and leading. They kind of then start to get used to me sat on them. And then I say the person leading is kind of still almost in control. They've just then got a rider on their back. But we'll see. I'd like to be able to do that anyway, and we do live on really quiet roads, and I just find it a really good way of getting them thinking forwards, thinking less about the circles and napping to the yard, etc, etc. They're just riding out in straight lines. I have no idea if that is the or a done thing. No idea. But it worked for Charlie, so we're going to give it a little go anyway. And I've been beckoned, there's a car stopped on the gateway here, so I'm just going to stop filming and go back to holding with two hands, but we will catch you when we get home. Okay, we are back. We had a lovely little ride and lead, and now I'm going to just get on her in the school. Walk on. Belly, walk on, sweetheart. Good girl. Have a little ride around. Hopefully all will be well. And I will just hop on, off. Sorry, Mama. Come on, sweet girl.
Go on, there's a good girl.
Come on.
Over you go. Go on.
You
can do this. You can do this. It seems a little blurry. Is it because it's just...
I think it's got mist on it. Come over. Good girl. And again. Bells. Bells. Come over. Yes. Good girl. I'm going to ask her to move a bit. Bell over. Bells over. Bells over. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Thank you. Walk on. Walk on. Not too tight, so as in like up in a big circle. I'm going to ask you to whoa, but don't stop talking, please. And so you will see in this session that Tim unclips us, and this is our first little bit of independent riding, and I'm just trying to get her, I've got Tim with me, but I'm trying to get her to now listen to me instead of just follow Tim. So you'll see that I ask just then for Tim to keep walking, but I'm going to ask her to stop, just so she starts to link together the fact that we're not actually connected to Tim. I'm in charge, I'm on her back. There I had asked her to walk on, but with Tim still behind her, she didn't quite understand, so I got Tim to walk in front of us, and then she cottoned on. So I think it's a case of all the time of sort of asking the questions, see where we're at. If she's not quite ready, going back a step, hopefully she'll then gain confidence like she is here now. This is our first proper little bit, completely no Tim, no nothing, just me and her. And slowly she's starting to link together the fact that I'm still with her, but I'm now on her back. Great success, I'd say. Any words from the mothership? Here.
Well, I'm still here, darling, and the camera was held still.
Well done.
So I think,
this is
Braveheart. Braveheart.
Absolutely. This is the dedication to the cause, everyone. She's here in a dressing gown.
I am in my dressing gown, straight, hot, fresh from the sauna.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop it back in now, that's all right. Well done, Chanel. You did so well, darling. Oh, well done, Ella. Well done, yes. You're very brave. Mummy loves you.
Oh, buddy, we're very misty. Thank you, Henny. I'm very grateful. Are you? Any words from Timmy?
You did very well. We did very well.
We go team.
I don't know. Got off a horse once.
Good girl, Nels. Thank you, Henny. That went well. I say I've got Kales coming tomorrow, and we're hoping to go off on a little ride, and I think she is kind of ready. She's a bit numb to be on her back, which is exactly how I want her, rather than sharp or scared. And she's good to ride and lead, so I think that's the next step for me. So until then, I think, back into the darkness we go. Yeah, we'll leave this bit here. I'll just introduce the day we're going to school. So she come in. Okay, day 3, and it's the day after yesterday, as in last time you saw us was in fact yesterday, so it's a little bit more continuity now, thank goodness. Today, Kales has come over. Where are you these years? And Zoe is here, and we are actually going to take Nels out for a little hack. I just think she's pretty good with me on her back. All she needs to get the hang of now is going forwards, and I just think that's going to be a super easy way. We're just going to tuck her in on the ride. She's good with cars and everything, so I don't think, not that we get many on this road, I think she'll be fine, and if she's not fine, I will just jump off and walk her. It will be what it will be. But yeah, first just gonna get on her in here, do a quick lap around the school in hand just so she sees everything. Get on her, do little walkies off her, on her little walkies, probably off her, then go down to the yard. Get back on her and away to go, I think. Exciting. I'm gonna hand you over to my wonderful assistant, Jemima. Can I also give you that so it's not in my pocket? Thank you. Okay, Bells. Put my gloves on. I feel less vulnerable with gloves on.
Yeah. I know, I just thought the same. I was like, oh, I'm holding you and I don't have gloves on.
Do you want my gloves on? Because you're going to probably have to hold on more. She's been very good. I mean, famous last words, but I'd never expect.
Fendi.
But I do assume.
Fendi's. Fendi's like, I hold her.
Yeah,
Come
I
on, babe.
got this.
Would you mind just doing a one more circle lap and I'll tighten her up just so she gets
Mrs.
tightness so that one's lent on her. Good girl, Bells. Oh, I didn't give myself a neck strap.
Do you want me to go grab you one?
No, I don't think it will save the Ellahorses peak tongue, but it's just quite nice. It's like the visual, isn't it?
Good, yeah. Oh, this is bad timing with a cord or something coming. Motorbike. See, she was having a look.
I mean, she's well used to things on in life, aren't you, Bells? Good girl. Would you mind
A little step.
step?
And
Oh, we got a bit of sassiness today,
good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Good girl. We've done this.
So this is nice.
But
Are we having groomies?
Oh, she says.
Are we having groomies? There we are. Another couple of steps.
Good girl. Walk on.
Walk on.
Good girl. Good girl.
And
Okay.
walk.
Sorry. No, you're fine. I'll have her a little bit more, if that makes sense, and you have to hold it so tight.
Bad timing.
Yeah. Oh, Baba.
What do you think?
The camera's probably not picking that up, but a brother on a motorbike. Good girl, walk on.
Good girl. Good girl.
You are good girl. I think that number 3 we've done now, Dad.
I know, although I've been not part of this one so much.
Good girl. No, you've been pretty lady. Come on, Baba.
Mentally part of it.
Yeah, get braver. Yeah, you have been very much so.
Good
Yeah.
girl.
I'm just going to ask you to woo. Girl.
Good girl. Oh, I know, it's all happening.
Good girl, walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah,
What do you want to do?
Wait, just do one more circle on the right rein. Good girl. Do you want her on the left?
I was like,
Sorry, I can move her
I was
over.
like, do you want me to go this side or still on the left?
I'll try to. Yeah.
Good girl, you're fine.
Good morning, honey. Good girl.
Follow you, baby.
Good girl. Just get your little pieces on your bit.
She's less snappy this way than that, like less leaning towards me when I was on this side.
Good girl. Okay, ready to go for a hack?
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah.
Right,
girl.
Nelly. You're going to
girl,
see the
honey.
big wheel. Although she
Thank
sees
you.
it
I'm
every
going to
time.
move to the phone to vlog the rest of this because we're going to be out and about. But see you in a bit.
this thing. Yeah. I'm so sorry, this is so wobbly. The middle, the line thing in the middle of your screen is like, sorry, I just get one of you ahead.
Okay, and we're back. We did it. She was good. Trying to turn off the tracking cancel. Yeah, she was really good. Thanks to my jacklets. Mimes was here to film me getting on, and so we came for the hack too. But we didn't really treat her any differently. We just went for a hack. I'm just laughing at Wally pulling rugs off the fence there. But yeah, nothing really to report, which is a good thing, I guess. I'm glad. I did think it was probably a good next step in her education because she was so fine with me on her back. She was just a bit confused about the old going forward thing. But she did it. She was brilliant. Can't really decide what to do next now. Maybe I'll have a little think on it this evening. But I don't really want... Maybe another little hack tomorrow, but not one that long because that was quite a long hack, I feel, wasn't it? Yes. Yes, we did a good 3 miles then. Maybe, yeah, about 3 miles, which I think is probably fair enough, as she's only a baba. Yes, delicious. You're not a baba, are you? You are a baba, and you did so well. Yes, so I'll probably leave it here for today. But bloody delighted. Hey, sweet girl. See you, Mimes. And yeah, there'll be a little bit tomorrow, I reckon. Just a little something. And then I'll probably end the vlog there, and obviously her education will continue. But that'll be it for her backing week anyway, I think. And come to Cantering Timber for your shred!
I don't always come delivering it. Like
Kales has a what would you call it? A wood yard? A timber yard?
Yeah.
Timber yard. Wallace!
Don't break the gate.
Kales has a timber yard, and they do this fabulous shred, which I am putting down between, so we've got the school here, and then the yard here, but this bit in the middle is just actually what used to be the old sand school, and it just gets really muddy. So once a year, our jacklet comes down with a trailer load of shred to spread for me, and also, when I time it just right, she also babysits me on my horse. It's ideal. But yeah, Celtic Timber. Should have got a discount code.
I thought you would.
Yeah. Hi guys, and welcome back to I think what is day 4 and the last day of this vlog / this week's backing of Nelly. And we're off again for another, I was about to say, I'd like to think it's gone well, but then I just thought we're not quite done yet, Ella. But we're off again today for a little hack. I'm thinking, if it's alright with Zoe, Zoe's going to come with me. I'm hoping / thinking we will box sort of a mile away from home, where there's a real nice little 1 mile circuit, which is a bit off-road, but a little bit for her to see. It's got a little bridle path, which is uphill, where we might try, all being well and her being happy, we might try a little canter. So yeah, I haven't actually put that to Zoe yet, but if she's got time, then we might give that a little go. It saves, like, we've got another nice little 1 mile loop at home, but the only kind of grassy patch is an open field, which I think is just a little bit, probably too much for now. I think she'd be fine, but trying to be sensible at the same time, like give her the benefit of the doubt at least. So I'm just thinking, and if we don't make it into canter, then even this little trot up the hill, then we go down a hill past a cathedral, through a ford. There's lots for her to see. Whether I stay on or jump off for the more lucky bits will depend on her and how she's feeling, in my opinion. I don't feel like getting off is a failure. I just think it's a step in the education. Personally, I think if you can project more confidence from the ground, then just get off. That's my opinion, but each their own. Some like to muscle through. I just like to give the best experiences as often as possible. And I wouldn't be the bestest rider. I'm no cowboy. I'm not very good at sitting to like broncs and things. So if I can avoid them and avoid falling off, I do, because I think they don't like you falling off as much as you don't like falling off. So here they are. Don't know if you can see them. They're in a new field now. Out on the cliffs, you've got the sea here. We have got another storm coming in. It's a bit annoying. We're currently in having a nice week, but yeah, we're about to be hit by 60-mile-per-hour winds again. I haven't actually looked at the wind direction. If it is from the north, which is our seaside here, I will have to move them to a more sheltered spot for a couple of days. It's a shame because I love these fields. They're so dry, but they are quite barren as far as like a shelter is concerned. They've got where they're stood now. Up the top here, you can see there's a tree line, which would shelter them from the kind of west, but the north is completely open. So yeah, I will check the wind direction and perhaps move them. But yeah, other than that, I will probably bring you along on my phone again. So this is the vlogging camera. I've got a slightly better mic, slightly better stabilization, but it is what it is. I can't be dragging this camera around on the hack, so we're expecting Zoe to drag it around on her hack, bless her. So yeah, fingers crossed. The phone footage will be half decent and I'll bring you what I can. We're doing it! Hacking away. She was a super good girl. She travelled here good. I mean, it was only a mile away from home, but she loaded and travelled and unloaded, and she let me mount on the side of the road. It's a bit sad to not have any of that on camera, but there's only so many hands we have, isn't it? Yeah. And now I'm going to do this little bit here because we are now going off-road, and I probably will need two hands again. I was thinking after I probably should just wear a body cam, but when you're thinking you might fall off, the last thing you need is a £500 camera strapped to your chest, I think. But she's been a very good girl. Very good girl indeed. Her first time down a little bridle path. I've chosen this one because it's only 1 horse to width, so I'm going to try a little canter up the hill on the other side. Yeah, yeah. Good try. I mean, I think it's a good place to try uphill. She can't overtake Mans. If she goes a bit yippity-doo-dah, we can just pull up and I'll run into the back of her and then lovely job, happy days. Yeah. Well, all being well, I mean, we've got to get over a bridge, past the house, through a bridle path gate, over a bog, and then we get to the long straight up a hill. So if she does all that and I'm happy with how she's gone, then yeah, we'll give it a go, won't we? She's giving me all the good vibes, although I'm currently trying to get her on the grass, bless her, so she's not having to pick her way on the gravel. There we are. It's a bit more comfortable on there, isn't it, honey? So yeah. Super good girl. See you on the other side.
Oh, God's sake. Bring Manny. Manny will be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had, it was carnage. Not carnage, that's the wrong word. It wasn't the best for filming the first canter because Mans is very forwards and Nels was actually quite backwards, which is fair enough, and I'm relieved. So I don't know how that looked. But now we're riding past the cathedral. We have got the ford at the bottom here, which we might try and ride her through. She seems very good, to be fair. She has been through this riding and leading a few times, so it's not her first time. Mans, yeah, which is 2 fingers in the neck strap, my favourite.
Manny steady. Oh, good girl. so sorry.
I got Flango in his face, bless him. He's a fast boy, but he is a confident boy, so I knew he'd be the one to bring the buggy bit and the forward. He won't even look twice, so yeah, horses for courses. I'll let you go though. Good girl. All the way, sweet girl. And a girl. Oh, my bag. And film. And get you on. Oh my dear, good girl you are. Okay, and now it's a week later and I'm just up here hacking away on our little Nels, who's taken to it like she's honestly been a riding horse for years. She was made for it. She's been really easy, really sweet. I mean, touch wood, but she's been really good. So, I mean, I think I said at the beginning of this vlog, I expect her to be easy. I did also say I kind of actually expect there to be a bit of sass in there, a bit of spice, but she's not shown it, not yet, but I'm sure it will probably come out at some point like it always does, like when she's feeling like a little teenager perhaps. But for now, she's been an absolute little legend. We've come back to where we came on, I think the third or fourth day of this vlog, where we tried that little canter uphill, and we're going to have another try today. And yeah, just see how she goes. Do the same little loop. It's a nice little loop and it gets them out and about and just seeing slightly different things. I mean, obviously there's lots to see from home too, but yeah, it's just nice. And for Wall, my sister's on my old boy Wooly, and he hasn't got shoes on either, and he's not the best without his shoes, so at least this little round it's only tarmac and bridle path, there's no gravel. Thank you for watching. I'm sure there'll be lots more Nelly content coming your way. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to specifically see. I'm trying not to say so much, but it is what it is. Please comment, like, subscribe, all very much appreciated, and spurs me on to do a little bit more. Bye bye.